It's time to open up about taking a break. I took 2 months off from my life, going after my goals and really just going all in like I share here. And I want to be honest, it's time to be vulnerable. It's time to open up. And I was just not evolving. But I also thought I wasn't giving up. I just needed a break. Time to reset, maybe realign mentally, physically, emotionally, and just get back on track. Well, I'm going to open up today about the unexpected that happened because I did not just jump right back into the goals that I had, and I was expecting only to take a month off. So let's share what happened, what I've been up to, and how my journey can inspire you, uplift you, or really just take a new perspective on taking a break. So let's jump right in. So welcome back to this community. I'm Bridget. I'm the creator and founder behind Balance While Blooming. I'm 27 years old. I'm a wife, a stepmom. I work a full 9 to 5. I have passions, projects, businesses that I'm trying to run. I have a lot of areas of life, and seasons of life happen, seasons of life change, and I feel like I just went through one of those. So what do we share here, and what is going to kind of change over the process? Well, a big part of this community is to help you with growth, hold you accountable, have you go on your own unique journey alongside me where we support each other on this personal growth. No matter if you're in the beginning, in the middle, or need a life rebrand like me. That's what I decided to do instead of just a reset or a realignment. It was time for a life rebrand. So let's jump into the story of what has happened in the last 2 months and what I've learned, grown, and achieved in the last 2 months. So first things first, I've been on my journey since June of 2023. So if you're an OG with me, hi, we've been doing this since I was 25 years old. I'm now 27 years old. I was just married. I had just graduated college. I was settled into my career, but I didn't know what exactly I was going to do at the legal firm that I'm at. I didn't know where I was going to really sit in life, and I just wanted to figure it all out. So I started this community where I was like, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to chase big goals. I'm going to better my life in every single aspect and level up. But as I went through this journey, I started comparing myself. I started getting self-doubt on certain aspects because I was comparing myself. I felt like I was getting stuck and I was losing that fulfillment again because I was copying someone else's story. I was stepping into a journey that may have worked out for me. It could have, I'm not gonna lie. But then there was a season of change where my stepson was going into middle school. We had a bit more freedom. My husband and I were really trying to figure out how we're going to balance this busy season of going through middle school and high school and then just really stepping into this new lifestyle. And yes, every season is going to be different. You're going to have to adapt and change and evolve, but this one felt very different. It felt like, okay, this is what our future is going to look like when he has a girlfriend or he has a friend that he wants to hang out with for the whole day, and we can't be butthurt about it. We just have to go with it. And I was trying to do it all, and I was getting burnt out. I wasn't realizing where the priorities were. I didn't know what I was doing, and feeling like I had it all figured out when I started this journey, I kind of was like, I just need to take a step back from Balance While Blooming. It's an extra, it's a passion. And I was like, yes, it may be my purpose, but not right now. And so I just quit. Just wanted to take a step back. I wanted to give myself some grace, let myself fall into a slump, let me slip away from the habits that are no longer aligning with me. But I've lost a lot of sight in the path, so I didn't know where I was even going to go when I came back. I thought it would give me time to get back on track and know where I'm going. But as I just said, that didn't go as planned. What did come out of that was so much better. I had a lot of time to think, journal, sit in a life that I didn't really want. I was slumping. I was not going after any goals in any area of life except family. And I was like, what do I want that's bigger than me? And I was like, okay, I'm going to come back in November and I'm going to do a whole life rebrand. Well, no. I actually had to learn that my identity is not just keep rebranding Balance with Blooming. It had to now be a lifestyle. I live and learn this belief to become system where I'm believing in not only myself, my dreams, my capabilities, the things that I want, the journey I want to go on. I get to build my goals, I get to build my systems, and I get to build her, who I want to be. And I get to balance all areas of life while going through a transition of who I was, who I am now, and who I'm becoming throughout this journey. And it's up to me to bloom daily, take intentional action, and grow one step at a time. And I said, you know what? To become throughout that journey and be open about my own path, I need to start writing and telling my story. I need to really lean into this as an identity and not just a brand. I want it to be me. I want you guys to have this community. I want you to have people that support me who want to go on this journey with me, but I also want you to believe in yourself, in your dreams, in your goals, and everything that you're capable of. I want you to build your goals, your systems, and her. Who is she? Who are you that you want to be? You learn to balance your areas of life and go through the transition of who you are now and where you're going. And I want you to bloom daily, even 1% at a time as you grow, one step at a time, one action at a time as you take intention. And you need to become throughout your own journey. No matter what I'm doing, I'm being open and I'm inspiring and I'm sharing, but I also want you to write your own story for what you want to achieve. So what does that look like moving forward? It's not just a business. It's a lifestyle that I want to create where I share aspects of my life and inspire you to be vulnerable, show the wins, the losses, and just the challenges and successes that happen throughout this journey. Going through my journey, analyzing, learning, and appreciating life. Really taking time to be in the moment, to romanticize my life, to believe in bigger things, show how I'm building my days, how I'm finding balance in these different seasons of life. I was doing this, but I felt like it had to be more informational instead of storytelling and sharing my story. And I'm not saying that everyone needs to take this break or have this big life rebrand or feel like everything is not aligning. Sometimes it is just a reset, a restart, and a realignment of the course that you're on. I was just losing sight of that course. And so I had to change my reality. I had to rebrand my whole life so that the outcome of my life, because if you don't change it, you're going to be stuck in the same path. So I needed to find change to create change. Honestly, I'm excited for the next chapter of life where I get to have you come alongside me. As I said, this community is here for support, for the personal growth journey, for you, no matter where you're at. If you are 2 years in like me, I'm almost 2.5 years in now, or if you're just starting, or if you've been doing this for 5 years and just feel lost or need to get back on track, let's go on this journey together. It's important that you understand that I rebranded my life. I'm going back to the basics of what I believe in, what my story is, and how I'm going to inspire, uplift, and give the lifestyle that I know I deserve. And doing that, I hope that you can come along and we can hold each other accountable. We can become friends and you can really reset, restart, and realign, and maybe even do a life rebrand as well. I do want to talk about in the future of like when you know that you have to transform your life, when you know you need change. And I think that the belief to become system is going to be a core here that we kind of go off of how we're going to express ourselves, how we're going to reset, how we're going to treat our priorities, how we are going to treat our goals, and how we're going to show up as our best selves. So it's important that you know that this is a journey. We're all on our own. We're writing our own story, but this is part of mine. I needed this break. I needed to get back to the basics, and I needed to understand that for me to show up for a purpose and a passion and my happiness and fulfillment, it needs to be my way. I need to stop comparing myself. I need to just show up as me, be unique, and understand that you guys will understand that this is me. This is my life. I'm a stepmom, I'm a wife, I do a lot. We are caregivers of my mother-in-law. We have family dinners, so some weeks I'm busy. We do date nights. We do things that are going. And with that being said, we're starting a whole nother channel so that my husband and I can do a passion that I love together, and he gets to do research and I get to talk, and it's going to be another aspect. So how I balance all of this and what you guys see is going to be different in 2026. And I want you to know that you can do this at any point. I'm doing this at the end of December, mid to end of December, and I started doing this 2 months ago. So take the time now. You don't need to wait for a specific date. You don't need to wait for a new month, a new year. I started October and I'm launching now mid-December. And that sounds crazy. That sounds wild. Check out my habits that I'm going to do to get back on track. I just posted that for the next 75 days. I started that on the 15th of December, how I'm showing up weekly, daily, and morning and night to start creating those systems and routines for me and get on track with the person I want to be. I had to believe in those habits. I had to build them. And now I am balancing them into my life so that I can show up daily to bloom into them so that they can become part of my daily routine and system and habits that I create. So remember, to change your life, you need to change something. Either the path that you're on, the habits that you're taking, or the opportunities that you are walking into. Make sure that you stop comparing yourself to others and balance before you create that burnout. It's important that you believe in yourself, you build your days for success, and that you know that you can balance by resetting, restarting, or realigning all areas of life and come back even stronger as you bloom daily in a different way so that you can become this next level person. Find your path. Let's go on this journey together, and I cannot wait to see what this next chapter is like, where I'm going all in and showing up for myself. I'm getting back to the basics of what is for me to the core, and I hope you guys can too. Let me know what type of videos you guys want to see when it comes to believing, building, balancing, blooming, and becoming. I want to share things that you want. I want to share my story, and I want to get more vulnerable of sharing the challenges and successes along the way. It's all about appreciating life, analyzing the days, and learning along the way. Anything and everything is possible, and I will be here every step of the way. Let's do it together, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.